What is up, guys? I'm Done For here, and today we are going to talk about the top 5 beginner tips for the game Team Fortress 2. Okay, so as you can see here, I have plenty of playtime, so I am an experienced player. And now let's actually pull up the 5 tips. Okay, so as you can see here, I've pulled up the glorious notepad, and I think that tip number 4 is going to be the most important one. But let's begin with tip number 1 first, and that is going to be the novid launch command. And what that does is that it basically skips the creepy Valve intro whenever you launch the game, so when you skip that intro, you actually launch the game faster, and that saves you time. And time worth more than money, right? So what you're going to do here is that you're going to right click on Team Fortress 2, and then you're going to go to properties, left click it, and then this window will pop up, and then it says launch options here, right? So what you're going to do is that you're going to just type in hyphen NOVID, and then boom, you're done. Yeah, that's the simplest tip ever, right? So let's move on to tip number 2, and that is going to be minimized view model. So let us jump into the game here, okay? So oh god, it's like the alert sound here. Okay, so what we're gonna do is that I'm gonna show you what minimized view models does to the game. Okay, so you go to miscellaneous options. Oh wait, you go to advanced options first, right? So go to advanced options, and then you scroll down to say miscellaneous options, and then you see here, if I untick use minimized view models, like unticking it is the default option, right? So your view model is gonna look like this, and that is just horrible. Like, this looks stupid. It blocks so much of your view. Like, let's say that this box is a spy here, right? So if I do this, then I basically cannot see the spy. And spies are sneakies, and spies are sneaky people, and they will kill you, right? And you do not want to not see them. So what you're gonna do is go to advanced options, and then you scroll down to miscellaneous options, and then you just take minimized view models, and boom, your boyo is now small. And no matter how hard you try, it's like really hard to cover the box. Like, you can still see the box, right? So it covers up less space on your screen, and it makes you more alert, makes you see more things, and that is going to be really good. And second thing, it's also pretty important, is that the view model FOV. So let me go and find it here. Yes, view model field of view. So what that does is basically the lower the field of view is, the closer you are going to be to the weapon. So as you can see here, the weapon is very, very close to me, and I can't really see my beautiful skin. Like, just look at this, like, beautiful Smith skin, and I want to see it. Then what you're gonna do is that you just go to advanced options, and then you scroll down to the FOV slider here, pull it up to 70, and boom, you can see more of your gun and your beautiful guns. And yeah, that is gonna be the view model tips. So let's go back to our glorious notepad. Okay, glorious notepad, and let's go to mouse settings. Okay, so the thing about mouse settings is that the sensitivity, I can't really give a tip on that one because it's basically personal preference, right? And I use 2.2, but you guys can use however high or low you want to. Just be sure that you can both. If you can just play the game correctly, then the sensitivity is right for you. Okay, just but if you're starting out, don't be afraid to mess with your sensitivity. You gotta go and take some risks to find your optimal sensitivity, right? The mouse option that is the most important here that I'm going to talk about is the enabling of raw input. So what raw input does is that it basically makes your sensitivity more consistent. With it disabled, it basically will slow you down whenever you are moving your mouse slowly, and so it makes your sensitivity just really inconsistent, and you can't really do flick shots reliably. But with raw input enabled, then you can do flick shots and whatever aiming tricks you do very, very smoothly. Okay, so be sure to enable raw input. Okay, and mouse acceleration, be sure to untick that. That is a horrible setting. Do not tick that. Okay. Okay, so now we are moving on to the fourth tip. Okay, the most important one. So here we go. This one requires a browser of some sort, but if you're playing TF2, then I'm sure that you have a browser of some sort. Okay, so what you're gonna do is that you're gonna type in master config, and then you see here master config and the modern customization framework. So you basically launch the thing, and then you choose a preset. I recommend using low because it's like maximum performance, right? And then the add-ons, I recommend these 3 add-ons, and then you basically download your files here. And I'm actually not gonna go through the process of downloading the files because, like, as you can see here, how to install, it basically says, like, you know, it tells you how to install here. Okay, so I'm not going to go through that, it's going to be boring, so just read this and install master config. And I'm going to actually spend the time to actually explain why it is important, right? So it seems very like annoying, right? You gotta install some files, move files around, but without master config, you know, your game is gonna run horribly. Your network settings are gonna be unoptimized. It's gonna be like, you know, it's very hard to play the game without master config. This thing here basically optimizes the game for you, makes the game run better. It makes the network settings better. And to be honest, I think there isn't a single like comp player out there who isn't using a config of some sort. You know, it might not be master config, but you know, every one of the comp players are using some custom settings to improve how their game runs and improve their network settings. So this is really, really important, guys. Be sure to download it. Just, you know, follow these things here. And yeah,